Look at this. This is the best thing any customer's ever done, innit? The Quickwire strippers are one of my favourite and one of the best. Welcome to the Ginger Shed. Yo, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. It's Monday morning. I'm in an absolute great mood. Look at that weather. Look at that. Lovely day. Great weather for a camel. Today we're going to be doing soffit lights on a bungalow. 14 of them, I believe there is. The customer's supplying them. You may know the customer because he's also a YouTuber, and at the end of this video I'm going to ask him to send me over a little video of the lights in the dark and using the app and stuff, because there's a Shelly app, so Shelly device going in for the soffit lights, as well as Shelly bulbs. I know that's probably overkill, but that's just what he asked for. Oh, that's what he's got himself. I've not provided anything, he's got it himself. And he's also got kinetic switches, which just reminds me I need to take a 3-gang aperture plate or whatever they're called. You may have noticed that I finally got myself a skip outside this container because I decided I'd sort it out a little bit. And but as soon as I got my skip outside, everyone else decided they'd sort theirs out as well. That's why it's so full. But yeah, as you can see, look, we can finally get somewhere, and I'm kind of getting my stock going, and my bits and bobs and all that. Looks a bit of a mess on the camera actually, but it's not. It's miles better. There was a time when you used to have to open it and just start climbing all the way over stuff like from there. I'm not even joking, it was mental. Anyway, let's head over to the job on this fine Monday morning and start installing some JCC fire guards in the soffits of this lovely bungalow. Can't wait to see it in the dark. It's going to look amazing. See you over there. So we've just arrived, unpacked the gear and set the ladders up. We're going to start on the front here. So we've got 4 lights across the front, so we're going to have 2 in either side of the bay, and then we're going to try and equally space 2 more there. We can't put 1, so it was going to be either 3, 1, 2, 3 or 4. It's going to have to be 4 because there's a joist right in the centre of that window, and if we was to put 3, 1, 2, 3, it would have to be in the middle of the window. It'll just look weird. So now we're going to just try and space 2. Then we're going right down the side with however many we've got left from. We've got 14 in total. 4 are going on the front, so we've got 10 left, and I think we're going to put 2 at the back, so we may have 8 or 7 down here, depending on how many we put at the back. I need to go away from the radio before I get done for copyright infringement. Ah! Right, so we've just drilled out the front 4. So we're going with 4 at the front. So obviously we've got one either side of that, and then we've gone sort of middle of that bit of the window, and same again there. Obviously they're soffit vents, ignore them. So the space between them 2 and them 2 is obviously not exactly the same, because the bay window's kind of dictating us there what we can do with that bit. And we couldn't have 3 because there's a joist right in the centre of the window. Don't know if I already said that actually. So we're going to go down the side. So we're either going to be able to use 8 or 7 down the side. So what we're going to do, measure the full thing, divide it by 8, see what sort of spacing we can get away with. If we can get away with 7, we can have 3 at the back. If we get away with 8, if we have to use 8, we'll use 2 at the back. So yeah, and I've brought 2 spare lights with me as well, just in case we did need to add an extra one anywhere. Ryan with his Hager glasses on, my Hager glasses. So yeah, let's get this one measured out and get them marked out, cut out and wired. Wired on a Monday. Wait till you see what this customer's done for our dinner. Oh my god, it looks amazing, and I've not even seen it yet. Oh Ryan. IP cameras. You know what that means, don't you, Ryan?
Listen to us.
He can listen to us. It means there's a built-in microphone, so no making fun of his hair colour or accent, because he'll watch us and listen. Here he is, look. Shh, shh. So we decided to drill the back ones out. Hey, look at the famous shed. Famous shed. Thank you. Right, yeah, we decided to do the back ones. We're not doing anything in front of the conservatory or orangery or whatever they're called, because there's no soffit there. But what we are doing, I can't look up, sun's just in my eyes everywhere I go. We're putting 2 here. We've measured for 3, we tried to get 3, but there's things just stopping us all the time. For example, again, there's a joist right in the middle, and if it weren't in the middle it'd look weird. So we've sort of just gone in front of the white bits of the window to light up this area. We couldn't go, trust me, we couldn't go anywhere else. There's got to be 2, which means Ryan's just drilling that one out now. And then we've got 8 to play with on the back. Obviously these are just what we've took out for soffit vents and stuff. The world's longest pilot bit. So yeah, now that means we've got 8 to measure out right down this side, and then we're done. So like I say, wiring and stuff's dead quick. Just marking these ones out, it's taking a bit longer. But yeah, trying to wire them and stuff's going to be a doddle, because this customer's provided us with some amazing pictures above the roof when the roof was missing and there was no, you can see right through the soffits. So we know that we've got a clear run, so it's going to be dead easy. What do you think, Ryan? Good?
I think.
Still, I'm going to say it one more time. Can't wait to see our dinner.
It's one of them. You get good customers, and then you get the best customers. This is one of the best, if not the best.
Alright, I mentioned about his IP cameras and having a microphone and all that, but he can hear us. But you don't have to go that far, right? So far, we've wired the front. We started at the front, which will be our end of line. We've worked our way round, and we're up to there, and we're just rodding through, basically. We're using the super rods with the cable sock to get through, which I'll show you. I'll show you a couple of lights what we're wiring, but then you don't really need to see many more because it's going to be the same all the way around. One light's ended right where the camera is, but he's going to move the camera because otherwise they wouldn't have been even and it'd have looked very weird. Ryan, jump up there, get this one in. That one, right, go a little bit back. I'll do. Cut that off, and we're just repeating that same thing over and over again. As I move back, Ryan moves forward. This camera is moving before because of the light. We won't get lighting on that angle.
Careful there, because it's coming out of the box. It's straight back.
That. Basically that's how we're doing them. It's a bit easier than doing it on an house, isn't it, Ryan? Doing it on a bungalow. Like I said, these ones, I'll show you the stuff now actually. Welcome to the Ginger Shed. Yeah, so these lights, obviously this is all customer supplied. He's gone for the Click Mini Grid Kinetic. So we've got 3 Kinetic switches because one's going to do the soffit lights, and then he's got some garden lights and stuff that are already pre-wired we're going to connect up to. We've got a couple of receivers somewhere, and we've got these Shelly devices which are also going to control each three individual doodahs, and then the soffit lights are going to have the Shelly colour change bulbs, which I can't wait to see. And like I said, at the end of this video I'm going to pass you over to the customer who is going to record a video as well, and I'll put a link in the description to his channel. We're all wired all the way around to the last light, and I'm just sending the rods up now into the loft. Ryan's going to jump in the loft and take it to there's an adaptable box up there already that's customer sorted out ready for us, where we're going to house all the devices and stuff, which I'll show you that when I get up there. But yeah, let's get this cable up first. have our lunch that the customers kindly supplied, yeah. Wait till we see this. Can't wait to show you. Can't wait to show you. Right, that's us all wired up into the loft, ready for second fix, but it's now 12 o'clock. Gonna have our dinner. Can't wait to see what's in this bag, but look at this. Typical Wigan fashion, we got a pie. Look at that, look at the colour of the tape. Spot on. Thank you very much for that. The monsters. Oh, this is the Sigmund, the new to me anyway, 360 on all angles. When I'm using that more, I'll show it more. But yeah, it's great, little laser. So, let's have a look at what's in these bags then. Look at this, this is the best thing any customer's ever done, isn't it? Look at it, it's brilliant that. Let's have a nosy. Don't know, I'm getting a knife out to rip a paper bag. What's this? Hey, what's this? No way. Look at that. I thought it was food. No, it's for gifts. Gifts for the lads, look at them. Pie. Like I said, Wigan fashion. Pie. Oh, this. That's mint, that, isn't it? Oh, a nail good page. The customer knows me well, look. No way. A ginger shed man mug. Shaped as a ginger shed. Brilliant that. Thank you very, very much. Massively appreciate that. Look at that. You don't have to do stuff like this. But I'm well happy with that. Are you, Ryan? That's great, isn't it? Look at that knife. I've not got one of them either, have we? Not had one of them. Brilliant that. Thank you so much for that. That's excellent that. Brilliant. I'm just going to get one light on camera for you, and then Ryan's going to do the rest. I'm going to jump in the loft and show you what we're doing up there. So just strip them cables with the Quickwire strippers. And no, we're not a paid sponsor from Quickwire. I just still think they're the best companies in the electrical game. So I'm going to stick a link in the description of their website again, just because I can. But no, it's not paid, it's just because I love them. Ryan's going to take that off my hands and hold the camera whilst we show you these connections. These are the fire guards. They're a good GU10 as well if you're looking for a GU10.
Can't tell if I'm doing a good job recording if you can't see the screen. Just like the master do it, shouldn't you, Sean?
Don't worry, I'll be cropping the video enough to make it look like I've done it dead fast, don't worry. That's them. They're a nice easy fitting to do, to be fair. And that's it, the clamp's on. What we'll do, I'll just leave the bezels off to the last, fit them in. We'll just put the bulbs in last because we can do a bit of testing on them and stuff first. So we'll put the lamps in last, and the lamps are numbered, Ryan, 1 to 14. So start number 1 because he's already pre-set them up or whatever. On his, the actual light bulbs are all pre-set up. So we're going to just put them in order. We'll start the front one and just work your way around to 14. Right, Ryan's going to do the rest of them, and I'm going to jump in the loft and show you what we're doing there. And when I say show you what we're doing there, I mean I'm going to go and have a look first, because I don't know, and I'm going to figure it out, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing in there. Welcome to 1 million degrees in the attic space, roof space loft, and this is what I have come up to find. The customer's left it like this. We've just added that one cable there. That's doing the Soffit lights. This does the garden wall lights, and this one does the garden wall lights and an up and down light at the front, which we're going to basically incorporate into the Shelly and Kinetic as an override switch. It's got its own circuit from the consumer unit which goes straight to that spur. Basically we've got a permanent feed there and then 3 switch wires, so we're just going to do this box and then turn it on, dive from heat stroke, and hopefully go home in an ambulance. Right, so I'm in a bit of a tight spot, so I do apologise for the possibly bad camera angle. So this is how I'm going to try and lay it out. Obviously, that's going to be that, that's for that, and that's for that. So obviously these you don't need a switch for. You can do it all remotely, or you can add an actual wall switch override, which you've probably seen on one of my previous Soffit light videos. But instead of having wired switches, we're using wireless switches as well. So on this you've just got a neutral, permanent live, a switch wire, which will be the switch wire from that to override them, and the switch wire that actually goes to the light fittings themselves. So first, obviously that doesn't need an earth, that doesn't need an earth, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all 4 of my earths tucked out of the way nicely, get them out of the way. Neutrals, everything needs a neutral here, so I'm going to link permanent neutral in there, back out, in, straight across, neutral to every point. I've got 2 neutral connections there, so this neutral I'll take from there, this neutral, and so on, which I'll show you that as I'm going, but I've not really got the space anywhere to set the camera up, so I'm just going to have to do my earths first, show you what I mean. Right, so that's where I'm up to. So now all I'm left with is obviously 3 switch wires and a permanent live feed. So I just get the neutrals and earths out of the way, and as you can see there's not much left then. It looks like there's a lot of cables at first with stuff like this, but once you get rid of your neutrals and earths and you're just left with your live feed and switch wires, it's dead straightforward. So our earths are all just way good up there. These don't need an earth, so that's just an earth coming from the spur and dishing out an earth to all 3 sets of lights. Neutral feed comes in, links through all that straight over to that, links all them out because all of this needs a neutral to work, and then we've got our neutral feeding out to each set of lights from each Shelly. Now there was loads of different ways you can do them neutrals. I could have just put a big way going there and just took 1 to each device and all that, but let's say you could have done it loads of different ways. I could have took the neutral from the light from each whatever, but trying to keep it straightforward for anyone else who might open it up afterwards. So if you want to disconnect that set of lights, then you're going to be disconnecting that and that, so it's just all, that's 1 set, that's 1 set, that's 1 set. Just trying to keep it simple really. So now our permanent live feed, we're going to be feeding again in and out of each receiver, and then in and out of each Shelly, so same as the neutrals, running right through there, and then we're going to have a switch wire from that straight over to that, switch wire from that straight over to that, switch wire from that straight over to that, and that's going to act as a wireless override switch down in the house. And then our actual switch wires wired to the lights are going to come from these devices in the little 0 port, 0, and the 1 is going to be the switch wire from that. I hope this is making sense to you, because it's making sense in my head, but it's a bit more difficult to get it out of the mouth to explain what I'm trying to do. So hopefully you understand what I'm doing. So yeah, permanent feed through everything now. That's what I'll do next, and I'll show you. Right, that's that completed. So yeah, if you don't understand anything I've said and you do want to know anything about any of this sort of stuff, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or something. I'll gladly reply and give you an answer about it. And then I'm going to get down and have a drink because I'm dying up here. So what? It's about 200 degrees. Get this light on. This isn't even my uni light, this is a customer's on this. So they're all up and running, flickering away. Don't know what that means, but yeah. We've got looking at it from this direction, this is because if the customer's watching, he can look at this video anytime and he'll know this is the sign number light, this is the steps lights up the steps of the drive, and this one is the soffit lights. So I'll get down, show you that, and then I'm going to pass you over to Deano, the ginger shed man. Right, that is us completely done on this job. All the lights are in. This bulb's not responding, but he's just trying to sort that out now. That's just something to do with the smart bulbs, because like I say, the bulbs themselves are actually smart bulbs, as well as the Shell-it device inside, which can also be used. But they have all just been on and they look really nice. They look cool, and the fact that you can change colours, I think it's going to look nice and smart. But when he bought the lamps, he was just telling me that he bought the lamps, 14 of them. 2 of them was playing up, so they've Shelley themselves replaced one, and one of them they said that they had fixed remotely somehow, but just so happens that the one that they fixed is the one that's playing up still, and it's not responding. Camera's going to get moved. So yeah, pass you over to Dean, and he's going to do us a nice little video in the dark and show us how this app works, if he can figure it out himself. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yo, Luke, I'm Dean. Really sorry to interrupt Sean the Cablesmith Electricals video, but today's video is all about me, really, as I'm Sean's customer on the soffit lights that he's just fitted. As you'll have seen in the video, Sean has fitted me 14 downlights in the soffit of our nice little bungalow, and they're controlled by Quickwires switches that then in turn control a Shelley relay that then control the GU10 lamps in the downlights. Whew. Complicated stuff, mate. Complicated stuff. Don't know how he does this. Don't know how he does it. You could possibly say having the Quickwires receivers, the Shelley relays, the Shelley wireless GU10 lamps is all a little bit overkill. But the reason I wanted it like that was to future-proof things. So in turn, I haven't used the GU10 lamps before from Shelley. Didn't know what they were like. I'm usually a Philips Hue person. So if it turns out that the Shelley lamps are a bit crap, then I can always just stick some normal GU10s in there. Or I can fit Hues in. But I've still got control over the lamps by using the Shelley relays. Really? Relays, really? You know what I mean. Also, having the Shelley relays and the Shelley GU10s allows me to incorporate them into Home Assistant, into the smart home stuff. So I like using Home Assistant. You can set up automations, integrations, scenes, anything like that really, to control various things. So for example, I have a Shelley relay that controls the bathroom lights as well, so I can remotely control them. I can monitor the power usage of the lamps that they're controlling. So yeah, I like to have that option. And where are we, I hear you ask? It looks like a shed. You'd be correct. It is a shed, but it's a very special shed. It's the Ginger Shed Man shed. That's right. That's my YouTube channel, the Ginger Shed Man. Why don't you go and check it out? All kinds of stuff on there. Let's also just take a moment to admire the Crocs and socks. Nice. That's enough of me blabbering on about nothing really. So let's go and check out the beautifully installed soffit lights. Peace.